What's up, everyone? This is truly the hour of the time. Just after General Flynn noted that violence would stop Trump's second term and his effort on the 6th, he might have spoken way too soon. It would have been a great disservice to Antifa not to dress up as Trump supporters, just as the Proud Boys dressed up as Antifa, to do what they were created to do: destabilize movements and lead them toward fascism. Well played, Soros and Deep State, well played. Antifa wheeled into Washington were actually guided by DC cops who opened the barricades and had other agitators facilitate them inside the building. And once inside the Capitol, a professional cameraman who had the right angles, who was walking backwards and was professionally shooting everything that was going on, waiting at the right spot, caught a bad acting police officer pretending to stop protesters, but instead acting as a tour guide, leading them toward the right rooms in the building, while hinting to the cameraman they're here. As Antifa goons with hammer and sickle tattoos stormed the building, Pence and the cult of deep state traitors were salivating as they heard a Trump supporter, a protester, was killed by a private security guard, possibly one working for Schumer, who knew a dead person in the Capitol building blamed on Trump is like hitting the lottery, and would initiate and finalize their coup against the American people. After Trump's Twitter removal, establishment propaganda posing as news began to parade the narrative repeated during the hearing, condemning Trump supporters as goons, insurgents, and thugs after leading and facilitating Marxist insurgents who murdered police, Trump supporters,
So
and
certainly
burned
mayors
down
of these.
infrastructure, causing hundreds of millions in damage as peaceful protesters. The joint session was a charade, acting as if 9/11 happened, even though it was their own who murdered an innocent unarmed civilian. It didn't stop Pence, Rand Paul, and the senator from Georgia who just stood on stage with Trump and promised to support America to turn against the president and the American people, as did Brutus did to Caesar with the Senate. Now Pence can do what he was meant to do: steal the presidency away from Trump using the 25th Amendment. While Iranian terrorist stooge Ilhan Omar drafts articles of impeachment, there are two extra seats that will work in her advantage, as the Democrats have stolen the majority vote and now control both Senate and House. Now, while Trump is being pushed and bullied by his attorneys, he is segregated from his true advisors and is not using the emergency powers granted to him to stop this charade. Being in an emergency, Trump has powers beyond the Constitution. His executive order, as well as the Insurrection Act, can reverse the coup. However, this is not the route currently being taken, and we have to wonder what will come next.